energetic that 12 o'clock game. I think we was quite as excited as they were at 12 o'clock. But then as the game started, their philosophy was they inserted a guy that hadn't been starting for them, but he can really shoot it just to bring Jamar away from the rim. And that was two things that was different in the first half. Was us turning the basketball over. We had 10 turnovers. They had 15 points off those turnovers. That was number one. And number two was their big boy shooting threes. He made 4 of them. That was kind of the difference in the game. Everybody else we did a good job on. So the second half, we decided to play a lot of zone, so couldn't draw Jamar away from that rim quite as much. And I think early in the second half, we kind of got the lead and kept the lead right there, and that helped us a lot. And we didn't turn the ball over. Second half, we only had 4 turnovers for the whole half. We shot 60-some% the second half. Got to the foul line for the game, 16 for 19 from the free throw line is a good stat. And we outscored them 19 points second half. But give them credit. They were a good little team, and they made shots. And when you make shots, it's like putting a dagger in you sometimes. Jamar probably wasn't as energetic as he was the other night. It'll be a learning experience for him, too, how you got to play at the same level every night. And again, that guy keep making those shots. That takes some air out of you too. But sometimes you got to find ways to just win when you're not at your best. I thought we did that. I thought Cam Justice was really good for us in that second half. Davy's Davy every night. Luke made shots, but Jarius was a man most of the night now. He's one guy that scored that basketball and around that rim, and we needed somebody like that.
I think the last 9 minutes, you go, bringing Justice over Sharp. Defensively, was that kind of part of what you were talking about to keep them off the perimeter? Because I think they only had 1 3 after that, after you made that move, and that was like late in the game with it already kind of.
Well, that was another move we made, but we started second half in zone, so Jamar didn't have to chase that guy around out there. And that got us going. That got us separated, and we overcame that 4-point deficit and went up 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it was. Then late in the game, because they insert another shooter, and the only way they're going to come back and beat us, they're going to make threes. So we went small ourselves, where we could switch all that stuff and hope they don't shoot it quite as well. And I don't think they did shoot it quite as well down that stretch in the second half. And the key was we kept them off the foul line. But when you shoot all threes, you don't get to the foul line. I think they attempted 1 all day. I think we made 19. But that's the difference in, when you're making threes, that's an advantage. When you're not, then they didn't get a lot of easy baskets. In the second half, again, they only scored 28 points second half. We scored 47.
What started clicking on the offensive end? I know in the second half you guys went up 17-4, and like you said, you wanted the zone defense, but offensively, what do you think was?
Well, I don't as much as what's clicking is we get stops. First half, I'm not looking at a shot chart yet or film. It didn't seem like they missed many. And you all know how it is. When you make a three-pointer, and it gives you energy or emotion, or it can take it away from you. And Big Boy had about 4 of those. And I think it sped us up some. We turned the basketball over. Second half, we didn't turn it over. Again, they didn't make those threes like that. We got out in transition more, and the ball moved, and getting stops allowed that to happen. Got to the foul line when we needed to more consistently. Then we did a better job guarding that three-pointer for second half for them.
Coach, you talked about a little bit about Cam Justice and the way that he's starting to really develop into coming back into a player. How nice is it to have a player and coach that's really starting to get back to rhythm?
Well, he has 17 points, 4 assists, no turnovers. That's very valuable, especially when maybe we're not the most skilled at some other positions besides Davey. You need some more skill out there with Davey. He helps immensely. He's that next guy, can put it on the floor and get it to the rim. And against that pressure, you got to do one or two things. They did a good job defensively. You got to throw it to the block, or you got to drive it in there some. You know, it's not real easy for us to throw it in there at the 5 spot consistently. We don't score there great like that. And Jamar is going to score with, you know, ball screens and dunks and putbacks. And you look at Jamar's stat line, I think he still has 9 rebounds, 6 points, and 6 blocks. Is that correct? 9 rebounds, 6 points, 6 blocks. And they pulled him away from that basket. So he was still very effective out there. And like I say, the second half now, they shoot first half 42, second half they shoot, you know, 35%. But it didn't make those threes the second half like it did first half.
Hey, Coach, Drew Tennis from Rivals, and I was just wondering, you know, is there any update on Williams when he's going to start playing?
No update. You know, everybody at the NCAA has been vacation. You know, they go on vacation real early, and then so nobody's worked basically for the last week. Hopefully, when we come out of this vacation, we start getting some movement here real soon again on it. So, you know, how many games have we missed already? Counting exhibitions, 8. We're at 8 already. I mean, that's more than as much as another kid went through his situation, had to sit out. So hopefully, I tell him every day sooner than later, because it's been a long journey here with this thing since August.
Jarius was season high in points and rebounds. It seemed like he was big on both ends of the floor for you tonight. And even when things weren't rolling there in the first half, he was kind of that consistency there that allowed you guys to just kind of hang around for you.
He's that one guy that I thought had another level of energy. He's that one guy that scored in around that block, and he scored in around 3 different ways. You know, he can shoot it, he can drive it, or he can post. And that's what makes him, you know, really versatile. Again, we needed that out there. And it's not always, can't always depend on his 3-point shot, but we know he's a good shooter. But when he can put it down and drive, get to the foul line some, you know, it's a big stat, 10 free throws. Go 7 for 10. We think he's a really good free throw shooter, but he got there 10 times. That's what we need more of, you know, multiple guys doing that some. Drew, got another one?
I was just going to ask, you know, Rose College on 30th, you know.
I don't know much about him yet. I mean, naturally, we'll be the better team. It's not want to be no disrespect to them. We're just a better team. But again, we got to learn how to play the same way, no matter who it is. Whether it's 12 o'clock, whether it's 7 o'clock, whether it's Memphis, or whether it's UT Martin. That's building that consistency, and it's always easier said than done. It's easier said than done. So I was proud of our guys. You know, wasn't no panic in us. We fought back that second half, and against a team that difficult to play against when they spread that court out on you now and make shots. They made 13 threes. You know, teams can make shots. They spread you out in that style. You know, they can cause a lot of problems. They did that for about 30 minutes tonight. We good?
Anything else? Just last one.
Yep.
You're back to 500. I mean, it's still early, only 6 games in. What are your dislikes of the team? What are your likes of the team so far?
Well, again, you know, I don't get into looking at the 500 stuff. It's basically how you schedule and who you play and where you play them. You know, been a part of programs, you know, you go on the road and lose against some really good teams, and media guy asks you, well, Coach, what's wrong with your team? Well, shit, ain't nothing wrong with team. It's who we played. You know, that's what's wrong with your team. So to answer your question is this. There's a lot of things we've learned from 2 weeks ago to now. From the first time we played out here against Alabama State, going and playing against Minnesota and South Carolina and Memphis has made us better. We got to continue to get better in all areas. Getting Cam back's made our team better, and we just got to continue to get more consistency. You know, now we're starting Jamar. Let's keep figuring that out a little bit. And I keep saying we got to figure out how to get him some baskets around the rim without his strength, with his size, just his size. I've been able to throw it in there some. Right now everything's off a ball screen lob or off a putback. Those areas that we'll continue to get better at. Everybody understanding the roles a little bit better and who can do what. So, but there's a lot of things I like about our team. Again, it was felt like a slow-paced game. We scored 47 points second half. We've been in different kind of battles, different kind of teams so far. As a spread offensive team, I don't know if we played a spread offense yet this year. What was Alabama State? I can't remember. But we haven't played a spread really like that, a 5 guy that could really, really shoot it. And again, that was the difference, keeping those guys going the first half, the motion they had. Again, he had 12 points just himself. It's not the 12 he makes, it's the motion his team gets from those 12 points when you're making threes. And a couple of them was out there from 30 feet. So we're learning every day. I like our togetherness with our team. Like I say, it's been different now, starting Jamar a little bit over Butts. We'll see when we can get him back. I thought we didn't play Colzart as much tonight, but he gave us great energy the game before. And again, that's all we're looking for, guys that play hard. Good? All right, guys. Yep.